We are right in the middle of November, and the night belongs to one of the most famous meteor showers of all, the Leonids. Every year, tiny particles from space enter our atmosphere during this time and transform into shooting star-like streaks of light racing across the sky. Today, we'll dive deep into this spectacular celestial event, explain where it comes from, why it is so special, and how you can get the best chance to witness the show live in the sky. The Leonids are more than just a pretty meteor shower. They are among the historically most significant phenomena in astronomy. Their origin lies with the comet 55P Tempel-Tuttle. This comet follows a close orbit around the Sun approximately every 33 years and leaves behind fine dust and ice particles on its journey. When Earth crosses this trail, the cosmic fireworks begin. Each of these particles is often no larger than a grain of sand, but moves toward us at tremendous speed. Once it enters the atmosphere, it heats up due to friction and creates the streak of light we see as a shooting star. What makes the Leonids particularly remarkable is their incredible speed of around 70 kilometers per second. This high entry velocity causes many of these meteors to appear extremely bright and sometimes leave short-lasting trails in the sky. Additionally, Leonids often show a greenish or bluish glow caused by the interaction of elements like magnesium and oxygen. These colors make the meteors visually stunning and give the celestial display an almost mystical touch. For beginners, this is a particularly impressive sight that immediately sparks interest in astronomy. You may have heard that the Leonids are known for true meteor storms. This is not a myth. Historically, during peak years, thousands of meteors per hour have been observed. The Leonid storm of 1833 is famous, as it was so intense that many people thought the world was ending. Similarly impressive were the events in the late 1990s and early 2000s, when extraordinarily high rates were recorded. On some nights, entire meteor swarms streaked across the sky, visible even in areas normally affected by city lights. Such storms are rare, but the possibility of being surprised by them makes the Leonids particularly popular among skywatchers. These historical events show vividly that meteor showers are not just pretty displays, but deeply rooted in the history of astronomy. In most years like now, we don't experience a storm but a moderate meteor shower. Expect up to about 15 meteors per hour, with activity peaking around November the 17th. This may seem low compared to historical peaks, but the Leonids have a special feature. They appear particularly dynamic due to their speed and brightness. It's worth being patient even at lower rates. A single bright Leonid can make the entire night worthwhile. Occasionally, multiple meteors can appear simultaneously, making the viewing experience even more thrilling. Why are they called the Leonids? The name comes from the constellation Leo, the lion. This is where the so-called radiant, the apparent origin point of the meteors, is located. This doesn't mean you should only look directly there. Meteors can appear anywhere in the sky. Still, it is helpful to know the constellation Leo to better orient yourself. Leo rises in the east in the late night hours, making the best viewing times generally between midnight and the early morning. If you're not familiar with the constellation, sky charts or astronomy apps can help you locate the radiant and guide your view. To experience the show at its best, here are some tips. First, avoid light pollution. The darker your observing location, the more meteors you will see. If possible, find a spot outside the city, perhaps a meadow, a field edge, or a hill. Dress warmly as November nights can be chilly. A mat or a camping chair adds comfort because meteors are best observed while lying back or reclining. No telescope or binoculars are needed, just your eyes, darkness, and a bit of patience. Patience is key. Meteors appear irregularly. Sometimes you'll see several in a short time, then none for minutes. Ideally, plan at least 30 minutes of observing, preferably an hour or more. Your eyes need about 20 minutes to fully adjust to the dark. Avoid bright lights and reduce your smartphone's brightness. Red light, for example from a headlamp, helps preserve night vision. Also, it can help to let your gaze wander slightly beyond the radiant, as meteors often streak diagonally across the sky. Another factor is the moon. A bright moon can outshine weaker meteors. This year's conditions are favorable because the moon phase is relatively mild and won't cause much interference. Additionally, it's worth keeping your gaze slightly toward the radiant, but never directly at it. Meteors appear longer and more spectacular away from the radiant because their apparent path across the sky is larger. For those wondering whether meteor showers are dangerous, not for us on the ground, the particles burn up at heights of 80 to 100 kilometers. For spacecraft and satellites, the Leonid period can be relevant, as fast-moving particles could potentially cause damage. Scientifically, meteor showers are significant because they provide insight into comet composition and clues about the formation history of our solar system. Each meteor is thus not only a visual highlight, but also a tiny scientific data point from the past of our solar system. If you enjoy photography, the night of the Leonids is ideal. A camera with manual settings, a tripod, and a wide-angle lens are helpful. Use long exposures of 10 to 20 seconds and take many shots in succession. This increases the chance of capturing one of the fast, colorful streaks. Modern smartphones with night mode can also yield good results if stabilized. Seeing the greenish-blue meteors captured in a photo is especially impressive, as they appear even more vivid than to the naked eye. For beginners in astronomy, observing this meteor shower is a wonderful opportunity to experience the universe directly. It shows how dynamic and lively the cosmos is. Everything moves, everything interacts, and even tiny dust grains can give us a sense of wonder as they burn up in the atmosphere. Nights like these remind us how small we are compared to the rest of the universe and how valuable it is to occasionally just look up. The Leonids connect history, science, and sheer beauty in a way that is uniquely captivating. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss upcoming videos and always stay informed. How will you be observing the Leonid Meteor Shower? Write it in the comments.